I think I got everybody. Let's go to God's Word. Matthew chapter 9, verse 17. I was in the back while the kids were rehearsing a couple of days, like, that's my birthday. 9-7, hope they can go play those numbers, amen. I know some of y'all play some numbers. Amen, you should raise your hand if you lost over the weekend. I tell you what, if y'all win, the church gonna have no debt, amen. Let's sit at $1 billion right now. Lord the pastor, church or pastor, amen. We should have a parking garage built up. So they don't let us get no more land. We can build up a parking lot, have a walking deck on top so we can exercise and everything else, amen. I'm not encouraging you to play, but just in case God has delivered you from all your struggles. Amen. Y'all know some of y'all play. It's hard just going to the store and get a Mountain Dew and a meat. $800 million. I don't see bigger parks or bigger houses. Don't put that on that too. Matthew chapter 9. We're going to start at verse 14. Matthew chapter 9, verse 14. I'm reading from New American Standard Bible. Before I go, any Pittsburgh Steelers fans in here? Well, that's a rowdy folk. Did you see that? That was a rough game. I said, they need some security there to guard for that game, boy. I know some of y'all sit on Pens and Leader Brothers swinging. They came down to the end, amen. But you ain't got to worry about nothing like that on tomorrow night. Pretty easy win for the Crystal Tide, amen. And since it's on a Monday night, you won't have to hear me talking about it the next day. But I am trying to get down to fit my jersey by Sunday, amen. Then the disciples of John came to him asking, why do we and the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not fast? And Jesus said to them, the attendants of the bridegroom cannot mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them. Can they? But the days with him, when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast. But no one put a patch on unshrunk clothes or on a garment, for the patch pulls away the garment and worse tears the result. Nor do people put wine into old wineskin, otherwise the wineskin bursts, and the wine pours out, and the wineskin is ruined. But they put new wineskin into fresh wineskin, and both are preserved. I just want to talk for a few moments from the subject, new wine. New wine. Just don't get the subject and leave. You may leave with the wrong perspective, amen. I just want to talk, as we go into a new year, I want to talk about new wine. I love my upbringing now. As I look back at the life I had as a little boy there in Alabama, raised on a farm. I didn't realize we was poor until I was old. I just thought it was a way of life. I thought everybody had to do the things that I had to do. I didn't realize other folks had central heat now where I was getting wood, putting in the fireplace until the wood's heating. And I didn't realize that, you know, other kids, see my era, it wasn't an era of sagging pants. I brought up an era where Levi was the top brand pants. And Bugle Boy was the top brand pants. I was a little thick little boy, so I wore Wranglers that was Huskies, amen. And they were some tough jeans, amen. But every now and then I get a tear or rip in my jeans, and my mom, because she was so conservative and my dad was trying to preserve the little bit we had. They didn't just go buy a new pair of jeans. So as I have had the jeans for a little while, and before acid wash jeans was popular, my jeans were faded. But Mama had some fabric that was brand new looking. And when my pants would rip or tear, even bust, she'll take the new fabric, Deacon Brian, and put it on top of the old fabric. And expect me to go to school and act normal, like nothing's wrong. See, kids love to have rips in their clothes now, but it wasn't popular to go to school with acid wash jeans on with a big new patch of jeans on top of that. It's hard to cover up when there's patches in some stuff. And I realize that sometimes our spiritual walk, instead of replacing our life by renewing it and rejuvenating our spiritual salvation, we try to patch up sin. Come on. Instead of getting rid of it and trying to get it out of our life, we just walk around with patches in our life, and we wonder why everybody's looking at us funny. Yeah. So I say you got too many patches in your lifestyle. So nobody want to walk around with patches. I said, Mama, nobody want patches on the clothes. As I got older, I began to get clothes that was all one fabric. But I looked at this text, it reminded me of my childhood. Yes, sir. Also reminded not only patches, but my dad, when we were on the farm, we had grapes, we had corn, and so certain times of the year, my dad would get all the grapes and put them in the back of the room, Brother Kevin Holmes, and he'd get all the grapes and sugar. I don't know how he made it. He gone on to glory, so I won't figure it out now, but he'll make what was called homebrew. And some of y'all know my dad, right? You know homebrew, which one? He would make wine, and my dad I never saw him buying the alcohol, but every time people would come over, he'd say, you want a little homebrew? I used to wonder, what is the homebrew? I realized it wasn't the Kool-Aid that I was drinking, amen. He would make wine, but he would have it in a certain type of container. And he'd have clothes that he would put it in, and it would start out small, but it would soon expand. And I wonder why this expansion, because during the fermentation period, the wine will begin to expand, and that brings us to our text here, verse 17. He says, no one put new wine into old wine skin. Then let me help you out. When they would make wine, you got to understand the process of making wine during this era. They would take a goat, skin the goat out, and they would put the goat back together and stitch up the goat. And at the head of the goat, where the head was cut off, and they'll pour this wine and grapes and all the stuff they need to make the wine. They would hang it up, and after a while, it would ferment, and it would begin to expand and fill it up. Amen. And see, you had to have new sheepskin or goat skin, because the old skin, we could not take the expansion of what the wine was being poured into the new skin, old skin. So God is trying to put some new stuff in us, but we're still trying to do it the old way. And we wonder why we bust and crack and cannot handle what God is trying to do. I want to tell about 10 of us here, God is trying to do a new thing in your life, but you're still trying to do it the old way. You got to understand, God don't want you to hold on to the hatred you always had. He's trying to expand you. God does not want you to hold on to the malice you always had. He's trying to expand you. You got to have a new wine for 2016. You cannot hold on to yesteryear or last month or last decade. There's some things God want to do in your life this year that He's never done before, but He's trying to do it with new wine. Do I have anybody here at a point in your life that you say, I'm ready for some new wine? I'm ready for a joy that I never had before. I'm ready for a peace I never had before. The reason we have lost it before because we kept trying to put new wine in old sheepskin. You can't handle what you have to handle right now the way we used to handle. You can't handle your baby coming home and say, Mama, I like somebody that's the same sex as me. You got to have some new wine wine. You can't handle going to work on a job that you depended on all your life, and now they say we're doing a layoff and your name is the top of the list. Don't you know it takes the right type of skin to have people look at you one day and say, I love you, and the next day they stab you in the back? You got to have the right type of skin. And if God gonna bless us in this year, 2016, he's trying to give you a new wine. Do anybody here and say, I'm ready for a new wine? Now, God talked about wine throughout the Bible. Ephesians 5:18, he says, be not drunk with wine wherein in excess, but be filled with the Spirit. 1 Timothy 5:23 says, drink no longer water, but use a little wine for thy stomach's sake, and thy often infirmities. Proverbs 20:1 says, wine is the marker, a strong drink raging, and whoever deceived thereby is wise. Romans 14:21, it says, it's good neither to eat flesh, nor drink wine, nor anything whereby thy brother shall stumble. But here the wine is an example that Jesus is using to tell the farmers and those at the wine press, if we handle business as we always handle business, we're going to stumble and fall in 2016. That's some things our children are facing that you didn't face. Ask these school teachers that retired and sit back and enjoy life right now. Their first years of teaching, the trouble they had was kids rolling spitball, chewing gum in class, writing notes and having a cheat sheet. These teachers nowadays, they almost got to have a full body armor on, because you don't know if kids gonna bring a gun, a Uzi, or sell dope while you got your back turned. Kids are having sex in the gym and bathroom behind the stage. You gotta have a different type of skin to deal with stuff this day and age. You better be careful. Kids that get mad on Facebook, come to school and shoot up each other because of what's going on in media stage. You gotta understand, it takes a new wine to deal with folks. And if we're not careful, our churches can miss it because we still got the old sheepskin. Because understand, God is trying to expand us to be the church he wants to be. If you don't understand it, God's trying to, he said, and then you got to understand, Jesus here in this particular text, he just healed a man that was paralyzed. And in chapter 9, starting verse 1, as him and the disciples on the ship, he encountered a man that was paralyzed. And when Jesus healed him, he said, sin no more. Not saying his sin had to do with him being paralyzed, but each time, and most times when Jesus healed folks, he always tell them, don't go get sick anymore, but he says, sin no more. Sometimes our sickness and our paralysis can be tied up to the sin that's in our life. What are you saying, Reverend? Sin can hold you back from being all that you can be for God. So if we get to the place where God removes the sin, we can worship him in spirit, and in true many of you can't praise God because of the sin that's in our lives. Yeah. After he heals the man, he goes on to eat with sinners at Matthew's house. And Matthew was a tax collector himself, and Deacon Michael, he was viewed as a sinner. I want you to understand, I'm glad that Jesus take time to eat with sinners. Because if Jesus didn't eat with sinners, he'd never had time to sup with me, because I hadn't been saved all of my life. And I'm so glad that he'll take time to sit down with folks that look like a cast out or throwaway, and God will spend time with you. Anybody glad that God will spend time with you and everybody else walk away from you because you don't smell like them, look like them? I'm so glad that Jesus is not like us. And it takes us to verse number 14, where the religious leader was asking about fasting. Yeah. We'll start talk more about our fast coming up at the end of the month. But Jesus, the religious leaders, and I don't want you to be so legalistic that you miss God in your worship. Many times we can be legalistic and miss the opportunity to worship God. What do you mean? We stand when we're supposed to stand. We clap when we're supposed to clap. We wear the white dress when we're supposed to wear the white dress. We do what we're supposed to do according to the rules and the tradition. But I'm going to tell you, rules and tradition won't get you to heaven. And what happened here, John the Baptist disciple began to question, why are we fasting? Yeah. And Jesus' disciple not fasting. Jesus' disciple said, Jesus said, why would you fast for Jesus? And see, the reason John the Baptist disciple didn't have to fast, because they fast to get close to Jesus. Jesus' disciple was with him already. So when you got Jesus with you, you don't have to fast like everybody else. That's why I want you to understand, the closer you want, the more you desire to get to Jesus, the more you separate some stuff in your life and say, God, you more important than the meal, you are more important than this job, you more important than life, health, and strength. And Jesus said, why would you look for the bridegroom? Why would you mourn for the bridegroom? As long as the bridegroom is with you, there's no need to mourn. So why would you fast for Jesus and Jesus is already with us? So I want to give you a few points here that help you understand that as we ferment this year, 2016, God is trying to expand your territory. And the first thing I understand is new clothes cannot sustain, old clothes cannot sustain the newness God wants to do in your life. Old clothes cannot sustain the newness. That's some stuff that God wants to do in your life. But that's old clothes you got to get rid of. I was just looking at my clothes this morning, all the stuff that's it's not only old, but I can't even wear it. And I keep on saying, one day. Anybody that's been there? And see, I can't worship God for that one day to come. Because that one day, for some people, wait for to get the right job or get the right promotion. I got to worship God where I am right now. So instead of me waiting to get back down to where I once was, I got to buy my clothes big enough to fit me right now. So in other words, God trying to give you a newness in life. In other words, the way I used to pray, I can't keep praying like that. If I read one scripture a week 10 years ago and I'm still on one scripture, you still got old clothes. And I came to Bible study once a month and felt I was good for the rest of the month. I came every other month. I just came on Christmas, Easter, New Year's to church and thought I was good. I just come on Communion Sunday and you think you wear and say, you got old clothes. God can expand you if you're still holding on to the way you used to do it. At some point, you got to take your worship to another level, take your praise to another level, and take your commitment to another level. Do I have anybody here say, this is going to be the day I'm going to take it to another level? You can't get results showing up once or twice to the gym. You can't get results put away from the table once a month. And it got to take commitment to worship God in spirit and in truth. See, some of you know to praise God when things are good, but true commitment is when you praise God when things are good and when things are not so good. That's when you say, I can worship him in spirit and in truth, because my spirit is lined with the truth. Whether I like the truth or not, I can still give God a praise. Do I have anybody here? New clothes takes a new commitment. New clothes take a new drive in life. I just can't show up on Sunday morning and think that's good. You got to pick your Bible up. Because you're not careful, Satan will come in and have you ready to walk away from your family. Satan will have you disgraced and know that love you more. Satan will have you cussing out folks that put food on your table, gave you rides to work, gave you a job, and now you turn your nose on it. Don't you know Satan will have you cussing out your mama, walking away from your job, and you still got bills to pay? You better take off those old clothes and say, look at me funny you want to, but I'm going to wait until my change comes. God can't, your old clothes can't handle what God is trying to do for you this year. My old clothes, go try to put on some of your old clothes and walk around the block. Your clothes are, you can't handle it. You can try to squirm in them if you want to. Walk a little bit in those old clothes. You realize these old clothes don't fit anymore. And the way we used to have church, it just don't fit anymore. The commitment level we used to have, it don't fit. You can't have church first and third Sunday and Sunday school second and fourth. That was a time that was okay. We need Jesus every minute, every second, every hour of our lives. We are living in some perilous time. Luke talks about this parable. He told them this parable, said, no one old one. If he does, he will have torn a new garment, and the patch from the new one will not match the old one. You got to match up with this God that we serve. We say we serve an awesome God, a limitless God, but when we come down to God's house and God's people, we put limits on our God. If we got to match up with the God that we serve, see, you don't have to win a lottery to say your God is good. Matter of fact, you don't have to have a dime to your name to say God is good. I'm going to match up with the God that I serve despite my standards, despite my status quo, despite my bank account. I can still say my God is a God that sits high and look low despite where I am right now. And despite my bank account ending number, I can still say my God on the cattle on 1,000 hills. We got to learn to match up with our God. Do I have anybody here that say I may not have much, but when I get to my daddy's house, you can see where I come from? The old clothes. Sister Corrine cannot handle what God is trying to put in us. At some point, we got to change, because if we don't change, society will continue to change around us. Everything, every entity in this world have changed, but Satan tried to make the church and our relationship with God remain the same. And at some point, more of the deacons should pray during prayer meeting. And at some point, more than one person ought to say, I love the Lord. At some point, you ought to say, I want to give God my very best. Let me help you. Even with your tithing. Jesus talked about 10%. Listen, that's just the starting point. That's some churches, some organizations don't even talk about the tithe. They just say bring your offering, because they know the least they're going to give is 10%. But God been so good to them, they bring 20, 30, sometimes bring 50%. Because God is blessed. The more God bless you, the more y'all want to bless God. So you got to understand, old clothes cannot handle what God is trying to do. Understand the parable, let's understand the process of fermenting wine. The goat skin must expand over time. And so it takes time for us to grow to what God wants to get us. And so as you expand, and you got to have skin that can endure the test of time. And you got to have new skin because you're faced with new stuff. When I started pastoring almost 15 years ago, and I thank God for this opportunity that He has given me these 15 years and to pastor God's people. When I started pastoring, I had to deal with blended families. But now every family just about to deal with is a blended family. I got convinced that husband will love his wife even though he have a daughter the same age as his wife. Amen. Don't laugh at me. I have to convince that wife, even though you marry him, you still may have some baby mama drama down the line. You got to deal with folks that say, you know what, I love my husband, but I love his brother also. That's type stuff you have to deal with in this day and age. We are living in panic. See, you can't let, well, just pray about it. Listen, if I'm in trouble, if I'm hungry, don't come to me, say I'm going to pray about it. If I'm hungry, I want you to do more than just pray about it. Give me a biscuit, give me a 2-piece. I don't care. I can take pies to churches. I want you to do more than just pray about it. In this day and age, we need more than just some old skin. Number 2. Am I making sense in here? Number 2, new packaged skin have to be washed. New patches have to be washed. And sometimes it changes your condition. The new patches of clothes have to be washed. And when you wash, it changes your condition. What are you saying? When I buy stuff, I just don't buy it to fit. I buy a little size up. Because when I go home and wash it, it don't fit me the second time like it fit me the first time. I think either something wrong with me or something wrong with the wash. I don't know. But I realize if you don't wash stuff the right way, you have a tendency to shrink up. And as believers, I want you to understand, the more life take you through the wash, you're going to have a tendency to draw up a little bit. So what do you say? Every day won't be a good day for you, Sister Janice. You will go to some of your patients, you're not even going to give them a pill or a shot. But you got to still remain your integrity with God because God sent you where you are. When you go through the washer, you go sometimes it shrink you up where people that was once with you make you walk by yourself. You got to realize Jesus used his parable to explain to them that where you are now, you won't always be there. So that's why you ought to praise God when you're up. And know you still going to praise him when you're down because, see, everybody can praise God when you're brand new. When you're looking good, still got the tags on it, still got that smell to it. But when you out there all by yourself and you done got dirty, and see, you don't need washing until you've been through some dirt and mud and mire. And see, sometimes God got to wash you, but in order for him to wash you, he got to take you through some trials and tribulations that'll put a little stain on you. Anybody ever had some stains on you, and when God washed you, you came out a little tighter than you was, you can't let go, it's hard to forgive now, it's hard to let go, but I stop by to tell you, when God wash you, he gonna shrink you to where you really need to be. So whenever we get finished with me, I might not like the fit of it, but it's the best thing for me. That's why Paul said in Romans 8:28, Brother Johnny, all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. I wish I had about 10 folks here that know I may be in the shrinking process, but when I come out, I'm gonna come out cleaner than ever before. So look at me, look at my stain, look at my bruises, look at the dust on it. But when I come out, I may be tight, but I'm right. And so God is trying to clean us up, but understand there's going to be some shrinking in it. In the shrinking process, folks may not go with you. They said they would because everybody can't go where God is trying to take you. Everybody likes to be on the mountaintop, but nobody likes to go through the valley. But David told me, when you're in the valley, Sister Richardson, you're not by yourself because David said, yeah, you know I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. So even though I'm not on the valley, I still got a reason to praise God. And true worshiper realize that the worship don't change based on your geographical location. If you're on the mountain, if you're a true Christian, you can praise God. And if you're in the valley, if you're a true Christian, you still got the same praise. Do I have any valley praises in here? See, I don't have to be on the mountain to praise God because the valley experience have called me to praise him even more because I realized I could praise him by myself because the folks that was with me on the mountain have left me down in the valley by myself. So I can praise him all by myself because you don't know, like I know, what the Lord has done for me. So you may be going through your shrinking process, but God will clean you up. Go buy a white cotton shirt today. Mess it up and wash it. It's going to fit different. But once it reaches the shrinking process, you don't hold the shrink no more. Because when you come to God, they're going to have a false perception is everything's going to be good. Go back and tell them the West Channel that God may not make it easy for you, but he will walk with you through the storm. Go back on in mind and tell him he won't take you out the storm, but if he get in the storm with you, it'll be all right. Go back to Atlanta and tell him that if I got trials and tribulation, I got somebody that'll walk with me, talk with me, tell me I am his own. You got to understand, God may be taking me through the shrinking process, but when I come out, I can pop my collar because I'm looking good, because God has washed me and made me whiter than snow. But number 3, old clothes are already shrunk. And it's hard to take new wine. Now, I realize I'm 41. Mr. Johnson out here to remind you how old I am. But I'm 41, and it's hard for me to change some stuff that I always done. And I begin to understand how it's hard for seniors and people older than me to change. Yeah. Because the older you get, the harder it is to change your pattern, your routine. Mm-hmm. Some of you go the long way home every day because that's the way you always went. Some of you go a certain direction to the store and you go to the same store, even though it may be cheaper at another store, but you always go to the store you always went to because that's the store you always went to. Some of you go to the same doctor and kill about 10 people that you know, but because that's the doctor daddy went to and granddaddy went to, you still going to him. That's the family doctor. He don't know how to read that new technology. You still get cut and everybody else get a laser because that's the way we always done. Old clothes have already shrunk. And that's some stuff that they cannot take because they got to expand. And see, when my clothes shrink, I'll be a fool to try to get the stuff that already shrunk. And so you gotta understand, I understand God is not going to pour everything into everybody. And so when God pours into you, I'm thankful that he poured in you because you got some stuff that I can't do. You see, mama and grandma don't know how to turn the computer on. You buy cars, you don't even know how to start it up because you're looking for a key. They don't even have a key, but you're going to get little Jessica, and Jessica don't even have a driver license. Jessica say, Grandma, you got the key in your hand. You just push the button. You don't even know how to drive your car. Well, you ain't going to drive this my car. Well, I got to tell you how to program your car. You got to set your home in your car, and all this stuff in your car that you can't drive, that you paid $50,000 for, and Jessica got to do all the work for you. Guess what? Pour into Jessica, and the more God bless Jessica, the more she can bless me. I want God to bless these young children that we have here 3 months. I may never be a lawyer because I'm shrunk up. I may never be a medical doctor because I'm shrunk up. But if God can bless them, I would say bless my children and my grandchildren. I'm my old shrunk up clothes right now. If you all want God to bless somebody, stop getting mad when God bless the generation behind you to do some stuff you can't do. You don't even know how to turn an iPad on. Get mad because they use an iPad. Thank God they can't go to a Bible app. I want God to bless those that I can do things that I can't do for myself. Anybody like God to bless somebody else? And see, when you get excited because God can bless somebody else, that's when God get ready to bless you. He may not give you an iPad, may not give you a new phone, the smartphone, but God will give you something that calls life, health, and strength. Do I have anybody here that can say, I thank God for life, health, and strength? Because the new wine that I'm getting ready for in 2016, I couldn't handle it last year, I couldn't handle it in 14, but there's some stuff that God gonna give me that I can stand up against in 2016. So tell the devil to hit you with his best shot because I tried all night long last year, but this year I'm gonna wait on God to fight my battle. Last year you caused me to walk away, but this year I'm gonna stand on the word of God and say, God be for me. Who can be against me? I'm talking about a new wine. So I used to couldn't praise God because I didn't have a dime to my name. But I learned to praise God. But I got a dime to my name, a penny in my pocket, because I know God be for me. He'll never leave me. Lord, he forsake me. Do I have anybody here? Say, I got a new wine. Don't look for me to cuss you out this year. Don't look for me to hold on to the malice. Don't look for me to hold on to this kind of attitude. Because I got a new wine. The reason I got a new wine, because God has given me a new skin. Because of stuff that he's trying to pour in me. The old skin couldn't handle it. He's going to give me joy. Give me peace. Give me happiness. Give me blessings. I wish I had somebody here that say promotion got my name on it. Breakthroughs got my name on it. Deliverance, it got my name on it. It gonna fix my marriage. We gonna save my children. That's the new wine right there. They talking about a layoff, but I'm getting ready to get promoted. That's the new wine. So look at somebody and give them a high five and tell them the best is yet to come. You think I got it going on now? You think I look good now? You think folks talking about me now? But get ready, because when I get finished with the new wine that God is pouring in me, I shall not shrink. There's going to be some young ladies that people say they just going to sell their body, have baby, and no baby daddy. They're going to grow up to be leaders in this community. I wish I had somebody here. They say, I'm getting ready for a new wine. But you got to have on new skin. So the stuff that held you back last year, let it go. For the stuff that stopped your praise last year, let it go. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to, and the world can't take it away. So stop holding on to last year and do what Paul said in Philippians 3 and 14. Forget those things which are behind and press toward the mark for those things that are before. Therefore, motivate, Lord, I'm oppressed toward the Lord. Do I have anybody here say you stop me, but you're not going to stop my joy. You're not going to take my child. You're not going to take my family. Because if God be for me, I will do what your mother Adam said. And King Jehoshaphat, the battle is not mine, but the battle belongs to the Lord. The reason why I'm excited about a new wine, because that means, and see, the goat that they used the wine, it just wasn't any old goat. It was a goat that they had made a sacrifice with. And you got to understand, every time a sacrifice was made, blessings came down. There was sacrifice made with bulls. And there was a sacrifice made on Mount Moriah with the lamb that saved Abraham and Isaac's relationship. And there was a lot of sacrifices. But there's one other sacrifice that wasn't a bull. There's another sacrifice that wasn't a ram or a goat. But about 2,000 years ago, the ultimate sacrifice was not a goat to have wine skin, but the sacrifice was made of Jesus' skin. And they whipped him all night long, just so he can pour something inside of me. They beat him from the 6th to the 9th hour, so he can pour something in me. And they laid him down in the skin of a grave. They could only hold it for so long. The preacher said he borrowed it from somebody else. And you know when you borrow something, that means you got to give it back. So after 3 days in a borrowed tomb, Jesus said there was no need for me to have this, because he got up out of the grave with all power in his hand. That's the ultimate sacrifice. And so every time a sacrifice was made, that means blessings gonna come my way. I'm not talking about a sheep. I'm not talking about a goat. I'm not talking about a ram. But I'm talking about Jesus. He will send blessings your way. Blessings go up and praises come down. God inhabits the praises of his people. And the Bible said, and Jesus talked to the disciples, he said, you don't praise me, the rocks will cry out. Rocks don't know about your cancer. Rocks don't know about your bills. But God does something for you. You ought to give him a praise. New wine. Sister Richard Dean, there's some folks don't want your new wine. But you tell them, listen, God done brought me this far. And he won't leave me now. For this new wine I have here, like it's a blow about you. No, I'm not pregnant. I got new wine. And you ain't got to worry about no DWI. You ain't got to worry about no DUI. And when the new wine came in the upper room, they thought they was drunk. Tell them I'm drunk with the Holy Ghost. Because God has done a